everybody, Jim Messina coming to you live from New Orleans, the Big Easy. That's right. Oh yeah. It's Mardi Gras time.
Rogers drums. Rogers Mardi Gras drums, you idiot.
I'll be right back. Sorry about that, folks. I guess I get a little confused. But yes, it is me, Jim Messina, and once again, I'm here for another segment of Vintage Drum Talk, but this time we're going to talk about Rogers Mardi Gras sets, that whole era. I've got a couple of sets right here. They're pretty interesting, but the thing is, they're a little different from each other. They're from different eras, and the big difference really is in the finish. I'm going to show you in some still shots in a minute here some of the differences between the finish. This tom right here is an earlier 50s version, and I don't know if you can see it from this distance, but I'll show you some close-ups. The pattern is tighter on this, and this is from the 60s, early 60s actually, and the pattern is much more vivid, much more controlled. Definite difference between the two. Also, we have a difference in script badges. This is a script badge that you don't see very often. They call it a script badge, but it's not like the script badge that we all know from the 60s, which is on this drum here. Also on the bass drum, we have the Eagle badge, which is usually from the 50s. And again, we have the tighter pattern in the finish. We have the baseball bat kind of T-rods here for the bass drums. Both are the same. I don't know if you can see the hardware here, but they're very similar in that respect. These are both 20-inch kicks. We've got tall boy hoops on this tom, and for some reason, and I'm not sure if this is really correct with this set, but I believe that this tom should have the tall hoop also. The muffler knobs are different, larger on this one, smaller on this one. I've got close-ups of that. Then we've got the snare here, which goes with this set that has the later pattern of the Mardi Gras, which has a clock face strainer. Works beautifully. All have bread and butter lugs, okay? With the spine. There's a ridge that goes on the back of these bread and butters. There were others, earlier ones that were made that were totally smooth, totally flat on this surface. I have a set that I'll show you in another segment that has those on it. But one thing I did notice, and once again I'll give you a close-up on it, but on the lugs, on this version, the tom lugs, the bread and butter lugs, are a little bit smaller than the bread and butter lugs on this tom, which is the later version. So there are subtle differences, but very interesting and very desirable to collectors because of those manufacturing differences. But Mardi Gras was a very rare color. There really aren't too many of those around, but again, I claim not to be a Rogers collector, yet I end up with these sets. I've run across them. I have some others that I'm going to show you, but those are just some interesting bits of note about Rogers Mardi Gras sets. Let's take a look at those close-ups that I got so you can see the differences a little closer. So, be right back. All right, now that we've taken a closer look at these drums and all their parts, I just wanted to show you another thing. Something about the inside of this earlier bass drum, the earlier set with the tighter Mardi Gras pattern and the eagle badge. When I got the set, someone had actually tried to reproduce that Mardi Gras pattern, but they tried to do it on the inside of the bass drum. What they had done is painted it flat black. So instead of the usual flat gray that they're supposed to be, they had put black paint and then sprinkled by hand regular glitter, just like we would get at a craft store. Trying to recreate the whole look here. So that was a real travesty and a disappointment, but in so doing, I also lost part of the tag here because when I was sanding and I decided had to sand all that off. And I may do this with the gray, I may not, but I just managed to save just a little bit of the tag, the paper tag, so you can see, but it really doesn't give you much information as far as any kind of serial number or anything like that. But these sets are still valuable even in this condition. I take this set out and I play it now because of this reason. You know, it's a fun set to take out. I can, you know, have a Mardi Gras set on stage and people comment about it. I wouldn't dare take the other set out, but this one I do play. I had it out just the other night. So, hey, there's another look at the Mardi Gras finish era of Rogers drums in the late 50s, early 60s. So, Jim Messina once again, that's Gumph, G-U-M-P-H 1234. Go look at the rest of the videos. We're starting to have fun now. I'll see you on the next one.